Chair Hyland, we're ready when you are.
Okay. I will now call the April 1st, 2025 Parks and Community Events Commission meeting to order. May we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Herrera,
Present.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Present.
Commissioner Martinez, Vice Chair Beishu,
Present.
Chair Hyland.
Present.
Let the record show Commissioner Martinez is not here, and he did let staff know he couldn't make it this evening.
Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda?
There are none, Chair.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to public comment. This is the opportunity for members of the public to comment on any items not appearing on the regular agenda. Because of restrictions contained in California law, the Commission may not discuss or act on any item not on the agenda, but may briefly respond to statements made or ask questions for clarification. The Chair may also request a brief response from staff to be raised to questions raised during public comment, or may request a matter be agendized for a future meeting. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes.
Chair, we did not receive any request to speak forms, and I don't believe we have regular members in attendance.
Just a very special guest today. Okay, approval of minutes. Are there any changes or corrections to the previous minutes? Anyone? Okay, are there any members of the public that wish to comment on the minutes?
We have none, Chair.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
Motion to vote.
Approve? Move to-
Motion to approve.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we have a motion by Vice Chair Beishu and a second by Commissioner Jimenez. Please vote. There we go. Okay. And motion carries, all ayes.
Thank you. Okay. Number 3, on the agenda, we have the Halloween dog costume event at the Panorama Dog Park in October 2025, Halloween, correct?
Yes.
May we have an introduction, please? This is for John.
Chair,
Yes.
I'm going to let yourself and/or Antonio lead the discussion on this.
I'll do it.
You're the sponsors.
You got it.
Great.
It just said your name here, so I was abiding by my paperwork.
Halloween 25. 26, oh wait, actually, 25, I'm sorry. So same as, this will be our third year. It's going to be the dog costume contest at Panorama Dog Park. It'll be Saturday, October 25th, 9 to 10:30. 9 to 9:30 will be the registration, and the contest will be from 9:30 to 10. Same as last year, prizes first through third in 2 categories, small and large dog. Best combination costume, and that would be 1 prize for small dog and large dog. That would be a combination of the owner and the dog. We're requesting $100 for miscellaneous charges, and we didn't spend anything last year, but I'd just like to have that $100 there. All prizes will be donated again. Last year we spent 0, and we had 244 people show up, 30 dogs competing, and 20 small dogs and 10 large dogs. And this is also the grand reopening of the park after it's been down for maintenance for the month of October.
Should we ask Deanna if we foresee any issues? Is there any possibility that it would not be open by that day for overseating? No?
Now, overseating is standard for the Coachella Valley, so we'll just communicate with DRD to please incorporate our schedule for Panorama Parks that we're open for this event.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, any questions from the commission on this item?
I guess this is more for Deanna. I know we had some issues with last year with staffing from the city. So this year, is there any special considerations you want from the commission when we're putting this together? It was just that there was a lot of work on the weekend staff coming out. So do we need additional? Oh, this is going to be a DRD. Okay, perfect.
So this will be DRD, so they will handle that. If we need Public Works to assist with this event, which I don't believe, last year we just cleaned up.
Okay.
We had to spend quite a bit of time, I think, cleaning up and getting it ready.
Uh-huh.
But the day of the event, I don't recall sending any crews out to do it.
Okay,
Unless we were behind or something, but no, this will be DRD.
perfect.
So we may, we'll have to play it by ear to see, what, if we need to provide any assistance, since this is a city event.
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll coordinate with DRD. year, kind of feeling us out on who does what, and, yeah.
So we just need to strongly,
And we're fully staffed now. We were down 4 for about a couple of years, but we're fully staffed.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from the commission? Any members of the public that wish to comment?
We have none, Chair.
And do I have a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to go ahead with the Halloween dog costume event at Panorama Dog Park on Saturday, October 25th?
To be moved to city council, right?
Yes.
Do we have
Do I-
a motion?
Do I have a motion and a second?
Can I do my own? Motion to approve.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion by Vice Chair Beishu and a second by Chair Hyland. Please vote. There we go. And motion carries all ayes.
All right.
Chair, I might add that that'll be brought before the city council either at the July or August summer meeting after the new budget's approved.
I'll be around.
It's a small ask. We're happy. Okay, moving on. Hey, I see a theme. The Feliz Navidad 2025 Dog Contest at the then will be open Esperanza Dog Park in December of 2025. Antonio, may we have an introduction?
This is a combination with Mario Jimenez, Commissioner Jimenez. And so far, what we have is it's a dog costume contest like Halloween, but it's really called Feliz Navidad, which I love the name. So the neighborhood is very Latino, so I think it's going to really go well there. So it's going to be a holiday-themed dog costume contest at Esperanza Dog Park, and it'll showcase the dog park that will be our first event for the commission in that park. Well, actually, we might have another one on my next agenda item. So it'll be on Saturday, December 6th, from 9 to 10:30. Again, we will register the dogs from 10 to 9:30, and then the costume contest is fast. It's literally just bring the dog up, judge, and then that's it. So it goes pretty quick. So from 9:30 to 10:30, we do the dog contest. It's going to be the same categories. So first through third prizes in 2 categories, small dog, large dog. And then best combination costume will be 1 prize for the small dog, 1 prize for the large dog. We're requesting $300 for miscellaneous, but Deanna, I have a question. This one will require a banner. This will require a banner. So what charge is normally for a banner? And we can add it.
It depends on the size.
Just a decent, like a decent,
It really depends on the size of the graphics.
because I think we should add it here unless we have someone else want to pay for it.
Yeah. Okay. Between now and when we go to city council, we can put together, so if you want a banner, was there anything else for this one? I thought you said
Well,
that. Was there something else in there?
There was 150 flyers that we're going to give out, but in the subcommittee meeting I was in, it looked like Ryan and Adam were going to take care of that for us. But there's still $300 if they don't, so we'll have that covered.
All right. Yeah, let's talk to Ryan and see. I haven't done banners recently, so he has for
Right.
the council. Let's talk to him, and maybe he can, let's talk to him.
Sure,
Maybe that's something that we can work out.
sure.
Is the banner proposed to be reusable on an annual basis?
No,
Or is it
because it would
gonna
have-
the
it would-
date specific on
It would have the dates, it would have the sponsors, and Commissioner Jimenez and I are working on all sponsors that are fairly close to that neighborhood. So we're going to be very creative and keep it with the
What are
thing.
the banners, Deanna, a couple hundred or 300, 400?
I have not done any comparison to what Ryan has. So I could throw out 150 or 200, that's just really throwing it out.
Drop by office does them.
Size-wise, it could be a little bit more than
If-
that. Whole graphics setup.
If you want, and your idea, let's just move this forward, but let's get a city council, but why don't you amend, here's a recommendation, to amend your proposal that would say that you want the base $300 plus the cost of a banner of a cost determined by whatever banner you want, and that we find out a reasonably cost.
Well, why don't we just add $300 to it? That's $600, and I think,
Not to exceed amount, then we can build a banner around that.
300 enough, though?
I think the last time I did a banner, it was like a 4x6 banner, and I want to say it was going for about $200 with pretty good
Let's
graphics.
just add $300. We'll just make a $600 request.
Why don't you bump that up to a $600 with $300, not to exceed, that includes a not to exceed up to $300 banner on there.
So when we vote tonight, we'll be voting for
You
$600.
amend the motion, you make the motion with that amendment to it.
Okay, got it. So what I was going to do with the flyers was about a half a block from Agua Caliente School, there's a four-way stop. So I don't have to be on school property or anything, but everybody has to stop there. I will hand out flyers. So a lot of these people are going to have kids. So I would like to give out 2 bikes. And I'd like to have one that would be normally a male bike and normally a female bike. I don't know how all the semantics in these days of how we would say that, but the kid will have a raffle ticket and they'll put the raffle in the basket in front of the bike that they want. So there's no, they decide which one they want.
How do they
So
get
if they want, well, we're going to give them raffle tickets when they arrive.
So kids only?
Yeah, kids only.
So how are you funding the bikes? Do you have?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
bikes
I think
available?
normally that comes from, we got that funded, yes, Gianna? Great, 2 bikes.
I would actually say that, this is December, right?
Yes, December 6th.
I wouldn't have to sit there, if we're going to do bikes, then I can ask something about the bikes on the banner and wrap it into the environmental one.
I'm not hearing you right, sorry.
I can wrap the bikes, if I'm gonna do bikes at this event, then I can do an environmental component, which then I can do the banner.
With the bikes.
With the
Bike
bikes,
giveaway
I can
listed.
do the flyer, because also the flyer for this will be in the, fall mailer.
Okay,
Yes.
right.
Okay, so
You could put on the banner bike giveaway, and that just ties them both together.
just ties them both together.
Yeah, so then we don't.
Okay, so we'll stick with the $300 then.
So, yeah, I would recommend you stick with the 300, and then we'll work, together when we get closer to the event on the bikes. And how many, 2 is fine, but, maybe you want to do a slightly bigger program for that community.
Oh.
I would like to.
Whatever you think is the best. You want to do 4?
No, I'll talk to you later. 'Cause
Oh, that's fine.
I want a program for Dream Homes with bikes.
Okay.
This might be a good kickoff.
Perfect.
Awesome, that's great.
Let's proceed with what you got in front of you today.
Okay.
And then, obviously, since this is in December, we'll have meetings before that,
Of course.
you can tie that down and get a lot of the event details down. So it's
Right.
not like we're doing anything different. We need to go back to city council, we can easily go back to city council, so.
Great.
Okay.
I just wanted to also just end this with saying that we have this amazing park kind of tucked away in a little neighborhood. This is a citywide event, and a lot of people may be coming to this from outside the area, and it'll expose them to the park also. So this this will showcase our brand-new, amazing park in Dream Homes. And Commissioner Jimenez, do you have anything to add to it? No? Okay. So we,
Though I do have a question then
Go
for
ahead.
John. Is
Go
there
ahead.
adequate parking for us to invite the rest of the city to come to this event? If they're not all walking from Dream Homes, how many parking spaces are in?
Dream Homes has, think about, let me see, 8, 16, 32. You have about 40 or 50 parking spaces there.
So we feel.
You have
confident.
ADA spaces in the main entrance and in the side parking lots. So, and then you have street parking. And it's not, actually, good events spill out on the streets.
Right.
It just shows there's an exciting thing happening there, so don't be opposed to that. And if you fill up all the streets and we have a challenge, it's going to be a really good event.
Okay,
The dog
just
park's
making
not
sure in
gonna be
advance
big
that
enough.
we've let staff know we're planning to invite others from outside the community, and there will be extra cars in town.
the neighborhood's on a real upswing, and I'm glad that we would be participating in something like this.
That's a good challenge to have.
Agreed.
Good.
Okay, any other questions from the commission? Any members of the public that wish to comment?
We have none, Chair.
Okay, so we are proposing a motion to approve $300 to come out of the Parks and Community Events budget to support the Feliz Navi Dog Holiday Dog Contest at Esperanza Park, December 6th, from 9 to 10:30. And more details to come once we coalesce with Deanna and get the bikes and the component. Yeah, so we're, on the motion will be $300 from our fund to go before council. I need a motion and a second to approve the recommendation.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Beishu and a second by Commissioner Herrera. Please vote. And motion carries, all ayes.
Once again, Chair, those will go to the city council, either the July or August meeting.
Is city council dark at all during the summer? Just August?
We'll talk about that. They will go dark one meeting in August and one meeting in July and one meeting in June. So.
Okay. Moving right along. Animal theme here tonight. We've got, next up is partnership with Animal Samaritans to host a spay and neuter sign-up booth at the Esperanza Grand Opening event, date to be determined. May we have an introduction?
Okay, so this for a partnership with Animal Samaritans to spay and neuter 50 dogs. I was hoping at the grand opening. Now, we had an issue we had discussed this last month at our last meeting. Do you want me to go into all the detail again?
Just for remember, there's people watching, so why don't
Sure,
you
of course.
describe what you're proposing,
Sure.
and we'll go from there.
Okay, so Animal Samaritans has a $100,000 grant to spay and neuter dogs specifically in low-income neighborhoods. And we have got all the information from our economic development department, and that neighborhood does qualify for this. So all the residents would have to do is just bring the dog and their ID, and they're fine to get. But it's only for 50 dogs. Now, the issue was at the last meeting that I'd like it to be part of the opening ceremony of the park. Now, the issue was that we don't want to take away from the ceremony. So for a $500 free operation, I would imagine people would wait 2-3 hours, come back at a later time that day. So you can push this back as much as you want. I will be there, and I will be there with Animal Samaritans, and we'll get the people registered. But all I need is a table and 2 chairs, and they'll have their own signage on the wall, on the fence. So whether you want it 2 hours after the ceremony, 3 hours, whatever you decide is best to not take away from the ceremony, and we would be good.
I've kind of thrown this by, and taking reservations at the opening day would be a really good thing, because that kind of parlays on what's happening. Having the spay and neuter on site there.
No.
This is just
There's just a voucher system.
Yes, for
They just come and register, and then they get their voucher, and they show up at the, this is, by the way, all this is going to happen at the 21 Palms location. 1,000 Palms, I'm sorry. Well, that's pretty far,
Okay,
right?
that parlays into the discussion that is the most beneficial way, that it doesn't impede on anything, and it's very seamless, and it lets people do it at their own pace.
Yes, and this item costs $0 to the city and costs $0 to the resident, since we're partnering with the nonprofit.
We really love that.
Yes. And we hope to make this a repeat event if it
It
goes
is
well.
dogs, cats, it's fine.
And
It
all
doesn't matter.
sizes, so it-
Large dog, small dog, and I can go into the specifics of what you get for free. So you
That'd be
get
good, go ahead.
free pre-blood work if the dog is an older pet or a cat, free pre-surgery pain injection, free pet spay and neuter operation, and you get to also get the free medicines, take-home meds. Also, the collar is free. I mean, you can't beat this, so that's a great deal. And we've been working, Chair Highland and I, working on trying to, there's such an overpopulation of these animals in this valley, and what's happening at the animal campus is horrible. So anything we can do and to get more spay and neuter in this community is great, and especially this neighborhood, because those surgeries were like $500. So usually a low-income neighborhood would be the one that'd be most challenged to have this kind of surgery. So they're actually offering also to do another 50 in the fall. So this is a great. They have $100,000 to do the entire valley, but we're going to go first when the park opens. So I'm very excited about that. Their program starts in May, and I'm hoping the park is open in May and we get to be the first city. So that concludes my,
Yes. I would like to add in support of that, I obviously frequent all of the dog parks in the city quite often with my fosters and my girls, and that is something we hear and see from residents, that they would like what's best for their animal. They know they live longer if they're spayed and neutered, but it is a cost issue, and so we really want to support the opening of our park with safe and healthy animals for everybody to enjoy the park and continue to do so. So this is a win-win for all.
So the best thing to do is take a vote if the commission's all aligned with that, have your discussion. And then once done, there's no funding, doesn't need to go to city council. Just want to make sure that you've officially performed your request, and I'll see how the city manager wants to make sure that it's integratable,
Okay.
and then we'll make sure Ryan puts that in any of the
Communication?
publication or anything.
there's
Do we
one more
have-
component. Tom Schneider from Animal Surveillance would like to do a presentation to the council. So I'll have him fill out everything. I got the instructions from before on how he has to send it to the city manager for approval.
Yeah, that's a separate issue, and if you want to submit that, you can submit it through your PACE liaison, Christina, and then we can talk to the city manager about when that would be a good time to put it on the agenda. Our agenda is getting pretty loaded right now for the study sessions, but I think it's a worthwhile if it's, 15-minute.
Or if it doesn't need an explanation, he can come here and explain.
It's a big issue. I think it'll be welcome.
I agree.
Okay.
And so for us, for this event, we just put it as we're making a motion, but we don't have a date yet. So pending information on the park opening date for this, right? We're just doing,
The opening date is scheduled right now for the 22nd of May.
okay?
That's great.
Okay, perfect.
So put that in your calendars.
You got it. We wouldn't miss it for the world. Okay, so do we have any further questions from the commission on this proposed sign-up table?
No, the only question I had was if there was going to be a possibility to get 50 additional spay and neuters just for the other 2 dog events that we have coming up, but you guys covered that there'd be, an option for 50 more in the fall, and I think that's
They're offering
fantastic.
50 more in the fall. So
Yes.
I'm not sure. I think Chair Highland's going to be working on an event on her own for something. Maybe we could tie it into that. or-
I like that idea.
We'll figure something out, but we will get more and more spay and neuter in this city.
And it is specifically for low income?
Yes.
This particular grant is for low income.
Okay. And they verify off of, driver's license addresses?
No, they don't, though, they did our economic,
There was a long list of things that they required, and they wanted people's bank statements. So I said, what if we do this? What if we can give you all the economic information for that neighborhood, and it qualified? So now all they got to do is just bring their dog and their ID. It doesn't even be an ID. It could be a gas bill or a phone bill that says that they live in that neighborhood.
Okay.
It's great.
we try to make it as easy as possible in the
Nice.
residents. I like that idea, and I am working on something with another nonprofit for that as well. Okay, are there any members of the public that wish to comment?
We have none, Chair.
Do I have a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to partner with Animal Samaritans to host a free spay and neuter sign-up booth at the Esperanza Park grand opening event on May 22nd?
Motion to approve.
Oh,
The door just opened. The door just opened.
the door made a motion.
The door made a motion.
Can we clarify who made the motion?
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Vice Chair Baishu and a second by Commissioner Herrera. Okay, let me get that in there. Go ahead and vote. And motion carries, all ayes.
Thank you, and there is no fee, so it does not need to go before council. Okay, all righty, moving right along, we are going on to item D, the Parks and Community Events Commission PACE 2025 Summer Meeting Cancellation Approval.
So,
May we have an introduction?
yes, Chair, and Vice Chair and Commission. In the past few summers, we've been going dark, 2 meetings, meaning the August or July and August meetings. We've been aligning with the city council on parlaying with their vacation schedule around, especially around major holidays. They moved that up because they found it very efficient for staff and themselves to take their time off. They moved that up to the Memorial Day weekend and canceling their meeting right after that one. So there's one meeting in June, which will be the latter meeting in June. So our suggestion from staff recommendation, you have been phenomenal in efficiency in getting things done. We're approving things tonight that we're going to council for in the July and August meeting. So our recommendation that'll align with basically that same schedule city council is, because we take advantage of when they're off because we're not preparing staff reports for that, is to cancel also the June meeting, which we hadn't done before. We have done it in the past when we had no agenda items, but basically officially cancel it. Get everything done this next May meeting, and then reconvene at the September, I think I had in the staff report, the September.
Second. September 2nd.
Is that
Second
around Labor
meeting.
Day?
Which is right after Labor Day.
That's fine. I have 3 agenda items on the next meeting, and that should wrap everything up. But I did have one question. Can I ask about agenda items, or?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
where we're-
so the agenda items would be yoga, 26. The other one will be summer movies for the participation of Patsy. Does that have to be a separate agenda item?
we should talk about that if it's really a function of parks and community events.
Okay. And then the extra $400, is that a separate one
On,
on the popcorn and water? But I know that you,
yeah, I'll get clarification from Ryan on that. It was expressed to make it efficient for this commission, is to not have to go back to city council as their agenda's kind of getting jammed up before the end of the fiscal year. And Ryan had some additional funding in there. I just need to know what the total amount of cost is. I'm talking to Ryan about that he could fund out of his budget.
I'll have them all ready this week. The other one was the actual participation, the actual,
Wednesday night, that'd be really good, because I do meet with the
okay,
executive staff.
I'll get with the yoga team. Well, I'm sorry, I mean by next, not tonight, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. Okay. The other thing was the actual involvement in the summer movies. Does that require a vote?
No, it's not.
So-
Yes, I would bring your, sponsoring the event, supporting the event. That is what you do, and that's what you're going to come to this commission for. The only things we take to city council is not your participation in these small events. You're leading these. And they've given you latitude in that area. It's the funding out of the budget they need to approve. That's all.
So we're just going to put the Patsy's thing, and then we'll figure out the other part of it. And so there's just 2 agenda items, yoga and the sponsorship.
Yeah, and we could talk about any other things that come up that you're thinking of for the May meeting. It's always good to, if you're talking about event, like right now, we're talking about agenda and canceling meetings, so we can talk about agendas and
Right.
things coming up. So if you have anything in your mind that you want to talk about or a proposed event, this is the forum to do that in.
Perfect.
So then I'll just do 2 for the next, and I'm fine for the rest of the summer, for me. I don't know about anybody else, but that would work for me for the 3 months off.
So my question would be, I'm working on getting details and costs together for a proposal for a fall family fitness festival. And that would mean, I'm definitely not going to have it done by tomorrow night. So that would mean if we're,
No, I was talking about
Right,
Question
but,
on the popcorn.
right, but for our May meeting, we have to have stuff in next week anyhow. So that would mean if it wasn't done by then June, July, and August were dark. So then if I were to bring that to a September meeting when we come back, is there enough time to have that approved, go to council, and promoted by November, which is the goal?
The date of the
Yes.
events?
In Chair
November?
Highland, we actually have an extra week, so you have 2 weeks. The 15th is when we would need the agenda items for the next meeting, for May.
For May, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you have an
I
extra
have
week.
often have the 5th week in there, but it helps.
I just worry about that, yeah, if we waited till September, then that would be a
Yeah,
lot to get through for
since it's so
November.
close, we'd rather get that vetted out now if
Okay.
possible.
By the 15th?
But if it came to the September meeting and the events in November, we should have enough time to do that. But it's so efficient because the summer calendar for the city council tends to not be as crowded.
Right. Well, and then we're doing summer movies every Friday, so we're already very busy in the summer still.
Got 8 weeks,
Okay.
which I love.
Okay, any other questions or discussion on the proposed cancellation of the summer PACE meetings to align with that of the city council schedule? Anybody else? Okay. Any members of the public that wish to comment?
We have none, Chair.
I need a motion and a second to approve the recommendation of us going dark in the summer of June, July, and August for our monthly PACE meetings, reconvening in September.
I'll move to make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Herrera and a second by Vice Chair Bayshue. Please vote. And motion carries, all ayes.
We are very happy to see that, knowing how hard staff works and that you guys deserve your vacation time as well. So thank you. Okay, last we have staff comments. Moving on to number 4. Any staff comments?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Antonio, for reminding me. Just a reminder, we've got Scrap Gallery Spring Fest is Saturday, April 12th from 8:30 to 1:30 at Century Park. It is very similar to the Butterfly Festival. Our focus at this event this year is Walking for Water, which Nellie Kaufman's there and does, and then bees. So we touch on butterflies in Panorama, and we're going to touch on bees at Century Park. And I'm going to do a separate mailer this year just for Spring Fest for the area, so hopefully we'll get some people outside of Century Park area that come to it. But it is normally a lower turnout, again, because it's hotter. That's why we start at 8:30 and end at 11:30, and because we do bump up against spring break. But it's still a good event. You're more than welcome to come help. Just very similar to Butterfly.
Okay. I have 250 books on Earth, Water, and STEM for Read With Me. Can I get those to you ahead of time, or?
Just let me know where I can pick them up.
Perfect. Hand-picked those. That was fun. I couldn't find any on bees, though I tried. Okay, any questions on Earth Fest? Spring Fest. Earth Day is every day. You are correct.
This is the first year it doesn't conflict with my Coachella weekend, so I'm actually going to go.
She moved it because I'm gone for Earth Day this year.
Usually it's Coachella second weekend, so.
But we'll see. If our turnout is still a
That is
little
Coach-
low, then I might talk to her about maybe moving it up to a March.
Sure.
Because of the heat.
And Earth Day is every day.
Right on.
We agree. Hence, no single-use plastic here. Okay, any other staff comments?
Yes, as I stated before, and I usually do this, I'm going to have a meeting with the chair and vice chair to discuss upcoming future agenda going into the next few years, and whether you're sitting on the commission or not, you'll be able to pass those on, and then we will report back to the rest of the commission. That's all. Christina, you have anything?
I have none.
Thank you.
Okay, our final item is our commissioner's report. Who would like to go first? Okay, you're voluntold. You get to go first, Maria?
We attend to the Dream Homes meeting for the arts, so that was a pretty good attendance.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
The art committee, they are talking about a statue in the middle of the park and the entrance of the park. So most of the tenants, they're discussing about what kind of statue that we can probably do. We don't know yet until whatever the art committee decided.
Okay. Are they still looking at doing a mural? Or just a sculpture piece?
The meeting wasn't focused on the mural. It's just as Commissioner Jimenez stated that there's that one piece in the middle, or
Right.
there's one spot in the middle of the entryway that won't happen by the time we're having the opening day. It'll be another event we can schedule. But it was to get the community's ideas, because the Dream Homes community, your community, designed the park. They designed every element. So we were asking on behalf of the Public Arts Commission, what are you envisioning this art piece to be? And following off of what Deanna had done prior with naming the park, got the school involved where the kids drew up
Right.
designs, and we're having adults drop what their perception of it is and what it could be. So there's a few common themes coming out of it that are really, really good. Now it's about taking that to the Public Arts Commission and formulating it into a art piece that'll at least fit in the budget as well, too.
Wonderful. Can we make a request of staff that when there's meetings like that that involve parks, that we're invited or notified? I would have loved to have gone to that.
I will take blame and be remiss. I thought you were.
I would have been there. I would have loved to. Alco Caliente is one of my schools for work, so.
Okay, I thought we had expressed that, so I'll apologize for that.
Well, we're glad that it's going so well, and I'm glad that they have input in what the art's going to be. I can't wait to see it. Anything else? No. Okay, thank you so much. Commissioner Herrera?
Yeah, same thing. So I was there at the elementary school for the Esperanza Park Town Hall meeting. Great turnout from the community. DRD was there. They had some opportunity to share on the features that they would be bringing to the park with the sports events and recreational activities that they offer. And then kind of shared with the members that were there with, the access that they'll have throughout the community to all the other parks, throughout the valley that they work with. And, the community themselves came out with some really good ideas. They were asked, what sort of things would you want to see in an art piece? A lot of them had ideas of like, we want to see some kids playing underneath some flowers. Some of them were asking for maybe like a big cocoon that had, butterflies coming out of it. Police officer with a child, and so they just had a lot of really good ideas. They had really good inputs, and they were real specific on what they wanted. So it was good to see the community come out and really have ownership in the park. So it was a really good event. I was glad to be a part of it.
Love that. Thank you. Okay, I'll give my report since we're going down the line. Wonderful, wonderful conclusion of yoga this morning. Huge props to Commissioner Baishu, who was at all of the events, all of them. I missed one, but I was trying to be your wing woman at all of them. Wonderful, wonderful addition this year, especially having Taste and Sounds and getting the promotion for that. We've definitely seen some synergy that everybody knows that Tuesdays in Cathedral City are the place to be. But just a fabulous event. Even have, I had brought my market research associate who went to yoga and enjoyed even the gentlest of class. The Butterfly Festival was absolutely fun, wonderful, such a great turnout. Loved seeing how robust it was at Panorama Park. We gave out books, and we ran out of books within like the first hour, and we brought over 200. So that was wonderful to see how many kids were excited to do that. Read With Me would like to thank the PACE Commission with your partnership and involvement in allowing us to get more books in the hands of kids through the summer movie series, helping with the Police Officers Association giveaway, and all of the events like Butterfly Festival. We were chosen as Nonprofit of the Year for the City of Cathedral City, and so committed to another year of making sure that books are available for any city event where youth are included. We are happy to make sure that free books are given to all students in Cathedral City. And congratulations to Antonio for our very own vice chair was given the Senior Inspiration Award for the City of Cathedral City, and very, very well deserved.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
It was a wonderful event. I mean, everybody should know by now, you should go to these things just to see what Antonio's wearing. But it was really neat to see seniors by all of the cities. It was put on by Supervisor Perez, and including the Blythe communities. But it was really neat to hear what organizations people are involved in. And Antonio had a great segment. He honored previous chair of PACE, Gary Marshall, as his inspiration for getting involved. And anybody who knows Gary loves Gary and is appreciative, who also was at almost all the yoga sessions this year. Even with his wife hospitalized, he still made it to all the yoga. But Antonio said that he really encourages people to start now. Doesn't matter if you're a senior, but start getting involved at any point in your life, and that he feels like he's peaking now. And we are so grateful to have him, and his enthusiasm, his follow-through. I know on several occasions we've had to do 19 emails to get a response from one office, and I just want to publicly thank you. That was well-deserved. Anybody interested in going? The Coachella Valley Animal Campus Commission meeting is this Thursday. If you are interested in getting more facts about why we are so passionate about doing the spay and neuter clinics. And then I'm working on, as I mentioned before, the Fall Family Fit Fest is something I'm passionate about. We're looking at possibly doing it in the amphitheater so that we can do a fun event, and we are going to partner with 111 Conditioning Club. Jaime was born and raised in Cathedral City and has run this business for over 10 years, and he's a bilingual trainer with kiddos of his own and cannot wait to lead bilingual family fitness activities, and looking for community partners to make that happen. We are looking at possibly doing the weekend before Balloon Fest. So it'll be nice and cool, and it'll be a beautiful day for everybody to enjoy our community park and come out for family fitness and healthy eating and that kind of demonstration. So I'm working on that. That's all just in the works. And looking forward to the summer movie series. And thank you to Dinner with Patsy. Because of her event last month at Beach Please, she decided to give all of her money to Loving All Animals to pay for another spay and neuter clinic to be determined in the city of Cathedral City. And they raised over $1,600 that night. So we are forever grateful for Dinner with Patsy for not only sponsoring Taste and Sounds, but supporting us in all that we do. And I think that's it on my chicken scratch. Yes, I think that is it. Oh, one thing. I did love that we invited a new community partner just to share their free services at yoga this year. We had Parkinson's Resource Organization come and just share all their free programming. And they do yoga for Parkinson's online for people that are homebound. And they had a lot of new contacts in our city that didn't know that there was such resources available. And so we were so grateful we were able to connect them with free services and enhance their experience. And they can continue doing yoga with for free online and continue their practice.
Okay, so.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. The one thing that's large and printed in front of my face. I wanted to invite everybody. The Cathedral City Chamber of Commerce is hosting a mental health awareness session, event, and it's featured at Mary Pickford, our beautiful theater, and it's Thursday, May 22nd at 5 p.m. All the commissioners have the information in front of you. It is free. It is hosted by our very own Peter Bedard, a therapist and published author in Cathedral City. So I invite everybody to attend and always support the Mary Pickford Theater as they support us. So that is for mental health awareness in Thursday, May 22nd at 5 p.m. Thank you. Now I'm officially done.
So we wrapped yoga today, and I just want to go over these numbers because we had record attendance. So 1,328 people total attendance for the whole season. We had 207 two-class new record, 143 people for one class for gentle yoga. So those are our new records, and those will be kind of hard to break, but we'll try our best next year. And special thanks to Adam Chastain, who took care of the sound and took care of the grass. This is the season that we had zero issues with sound and with grass issues. And Ryan Hunt, thank you for the communications, posters, and media. And we will be back next year. So I was also a judge at the bed races, which was pretty awesome. And that event just keeps getting better and better and better. So very excited to be part of that. Deanna, congratulations on Butterfly Festival. That is now going. I mean, this is about, I mean, I counted the tickets, and the tickets were 225 ballots for the little kids. So when you double that with the parents, we're talking about almost 500 people. So congratulations on that. And that just keeps getting better and better. I went to the Read With Me luncheon, thanks to an invite from Chair Highland. That I'm very happy to be partnering with them for the summer movies. That program elevates what we're doing in the community. We're giving them books, we're giving them popcorn, we're giving them a free movie, we're giving them an activity to do in the summer that costs nothing. It's air conditioned, it's great, and everybody loves it. So I'm hoping that we can have a great turnout again this summer. And of course, I've received the Senior Inspiration Award. I'd like to thank Nancy Ross, the mayor, for putting my name forward. It was really an amazing day. And also, I just want to remind people that this Sunday is the Meatball Festival at the Boys and Girls Club, and it's right off Ramon on Whispering Palms, and it starts at 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And if you haven't been, that is an amazing event. So that's all I've got.
Will they be selling tickets tonight at Taste and Sounds for the Meatball Festival again?
They have been doing it every Taste and Sound. So hopefully, if you haven't gone, if you're there, you can't be watching us now, but that wouldn't make any sense. So yes, you can buy the tickets there at the event. You can also buy them online by going to bgccity.org and buy the tickets directly, and you'll be fine.
We'll see you there.
All right.
Anything else? Okay, this meeting is adjourned at 5:46. See you at Abba Fab next door at Taste and Sounds.